I will install this universal control board in the front load washing machine and make you understand how to run the washing machine with this universal control board. It has a display in the box, a water flow switch, the main control PCB board, and a packet of electric thimbles. Double tape is also installed in it. In the end, the installation manual. I will put the picture of the manual in the description box to check if you face any problems. So, where will I install the PCB board in the washing machine? First of all, I will decide this. As in this machine, we have an area empty on the front side of this washing machine. Other than this, we can install it in place of the original control board of the washing machine. If we don't have a place to install it here, we also have many empty areas on the back side of the washing machine. The benefit of deciding where to install the PCB is I can cut the wires according to the selected area where I will install the PCB. I have already removed the original old PCB of this washing machine. The existing old wiring can also be used if I talk about the wiring, and new wiring connections can also be made. I will use the existing wiring to install this universal PCB board. The first wires I will install in the PCB control board are the line and neutral wires. The direct line and neutral wires will be installed here on these two terminals, as the zero line and the power line are written on these terminals. The power line means installing the phase wire on this universal PCB board. The black wire is the phase line. So I will install the black wire. Install the wire on any of the two terminals on the power line, as both are common. Now I am installing the white wire on the next terminal. Now the line and the neutral wire are ready. Always remember whenever you install the line and neutral wire, connect them to the correct terminal. Because if you accidentally reverse these connections, and after completing all the wiring connections, then the door switch of the washer could get bad quickly. Next, I will install the wiring of the water inlet valves. I have already prepared the wiring for the water inlet valves and installed electric thimbles. We had 3 valves. The white wired valve is for the pre-wash. The red wired valve is for the shower valve, and the blue wired valve is the main valve. I will install the blue wire on the main supply of the PCB board. You can see the water inlet valve is written on the board. I have joined the pre-wash and the shower wires to make both valves work simultaneously, as we don't have another option on the PCB board. I will install this wire on the rinse valve. Now the neutral wire for the valves is left. I have prepared a wire for this purpose as well. While as we advance, this wire will fit inside the door switch. Now see, I have opened the door of the washing machine. I have to make wiring connections with the door switch. But I want to tell you that this door switch is normally installed in most washers, as the connections are different in both of these door switches. Let me make you understand. Now, first of all, I am going to talk about this door switch. Let's check the numbering on the door switch. 1, 2, and 3 are written on it from right to left. Let me make you understand what is inside it. The third numbered terminal has a coil installed with it, which joins with the second numbered terminal of the door switch. The first terminal has a switch installed in it. The line wire will be installed with the third point of the switch. The second numbered terminal will be given neutral. As when I will supply electricity to the 2 and 3 terminals, the switch will join with the 1 numbered terminal, and we will get continuity of the neutral, which can be used for different functions. When the switch relay works, then the motor of the machine, the drain pump, its heater, and the rest of the functions will work. Now, let's talk about this door switch and how the numbering has been given. The combination on the door switch is 1, 2, and 3. The first terminal has a PTC sensor installed. I have to pass the line on the first terminal. The first terminal wire is joined with the third numbered terminal. I will pass neutral here. We will get output from the second number terminal. The difference between the door switches is that this door switch has a PTC sensor installed here, and the other has a relay. I have already made a video on how to test the door switches with a tester. Now I will practically make the wiring connection of the door switch. I have already prepared the wires for the door switch. I have to install this switch in the washing machine. But let me make you understand this door switch as well. I will install brown wire inside the first number terminal, the line wire. Then the black wire is the neutral wire. The second terminal is the output. I have used blue wire for it. Now let's make the connection in the PCB board. The connection in the PCB board will be something like this. The black wire will be installed in the neutral terminal of the PCB. Now I will install the brown line wire. A terminal is given here, and with it, a triac is installed. The door control is written on the front of it, so that I will install it on the door control. Now the turn is of the output wire. The output on the PCB has the door switch written. On the diagram page of the PCB, it has been written as a cover switch. So I will install the output here. All the neutral wires of the water solenoid valves will be installed with this wire. I will show you by connecting the switch. The procedure is the same whether you install this door switch or the other. First of all, I will complete these connections. Now I have stripped the protective cover of the wire. And I will strip the protective cover of this wire. And join this wire with the blue wire. Now, this is the switch I will install in this washer. The third terminal will have a line wire installed in it. The black wire is neutral so that it will be installed on the second number terminal. And the blue wire I am installing on the output. The connections in the PCB board will remain the same. Now I am checking the value of the sensor installed inside the washing machine. It shows 37 kilo ohms, but I don't need a sensor of this value because it is incompatible with this universal PCB control board. For this, I will use an NTC sensor, also used in air conditioners. I am using the pipe coil sensor of 5 kilo ohms. The old sensor is installed inside the heater of the washing machine. So let's cut it from here. Now in place of this, I will install this sensor in the washing machine. After removing the old sensor, I will install a new one. Next, I will install a water flow switch. See, I have already prepared it. As we didn't find another way of installing it. After applying glue, I tightened it with a cable wire. 3 connections are present on the water flow switch, but no numbers are mentioned on this flow switch. But I have another flow switch of the same design. This is the 1 number terminal. 4 is written here on this terminal. This upper terminal is numbered 6. And I have already made a video on it. You can also watch that video after watching this video complete. Now I will make the connection on the water flow switch. I have already prepared wires for making the connections and installed a wire on the 1 numbered terminal. This 1 numbered terminal wire in the control board will be installed with the main supply. 1 main supply terminal was empty, so I will install it here. Next, the wire will be installed with the 4 numbered terminals. This connection on the PCB will be installed on the low side when the water is low. The connection is in the PCB where this relay is installed. The low water level is written with the terminal. I have installed a wire with the 6th number terminal on the water level switch. This wire will be installed with a high water level written on the PCB. This way, the water level sensor connections are completed. Next, I will make the wire connections of the drain pump. You can see this triac here. The draining pump is written on the PCB. And I am installing 1 wire of the drain pump here. 1 wire of the drain pump is left. This wire will be installed with the blue wire where I commoned a wire before, coming from the door switch. And join the wires together. The wire I installed with the sensor will be installed here, as NTC is written on the PCB. Both wires will be installed here. Now next I will install the wires of the heater. Heater wires will be installed here, As you can see, heat is written on both of these terminals. Next, I am going to install the wiring connections of the motor. The taco is installed in the motor. Hence I will install the taco wiring on the PCB. These are the terminals for the taco. Insert any wire, as it has no issue with the polarity. Now the motor wires are left. This motor had 5 wires. I have separated one wire because I only need 4 wires for the motor. 2 wires are for the stator, and the other 2 are for the rotor. Here the brown and gray wires right now are for the stator. These are the terminals for the stator. If the connection is wrong, you can change one wire with the other of the stator in the PCB control board. But for testing it right now, I will install the wires. If it has any issues, then I will change the wires. Now I will install the rotor wires here on these terminals. Install any wire in the terminals of the rotor. Now the connections of the motor are completed. I have already made a video on finding the motor's wiring connection. Now I will test the control board that whether it functions properly or not. I had a bad experience, let me tell you what it is. I turned on the PCB. I have pressed the power button. I have the function of washing, rinsing, and spinning. Now I will press the start button, and let's see what it does. And see this. As you saw, the machine starts to spin, and the motor rotates at maximum speed. Now I will check what this fault is. First, I am checking if the electricity is passing through the terminals. No electricity supply here and here as well. Now let's check it with the second terminal. No electricity here and here as well. Now I have turned on the PCB. Let's check whether the electricity passes through the PCB now or not. No electricity on all 4 terminals, as I checked before. This means when we start the program, then the electricity passes through it. Now I will press the start and pause buttons. The solenoid valves have started to work. We are getting 27 volts here. No volts here. I am getting 230 volts here but without pulsing. And nothing here. The voltages directly pass, without pulsing, through the stator and the rotor. This means the relay is not generating pulses, or the PCB is not pulsing, due to which the motor starts directly when I set it on any program. This is our bad experience as I am installing this universal PCB for the first time. Now I will change the PCB where I bought it from.
2 days later.
Now I have brought a new PCB and installed it with the same wiring connections. Let's turn it on. I have closed the door lock. I have powered it on and set it on the spin cycle. And let's start it. The drain pump of the washer is working. Now the drum of the washer has started to rotate. Now the PCB is rotating the drum politely. The control board has been finalized, and the washing machine is working fine now. Now I will fit this machine and deliver it back to the customer's home. Click on the left or right thumbnail on the screen to watch our next videos. And subscribe. It's free. Thank you.